Hi warriors, good evening. I wanted to come back with a week 2 update. I'm actually feeling a lot better, just definitely not status quo. My memory is like so much better. Oh my gosh. I I really wasn't sure that was gonna happen. Um, wow. Things are definitely better. Um, just recap, I've hardcore like been sticking to a specific diet. I've been sleeping better. Um, I am doing more exercise. I'm doing more like mindful meditation types of things. And what else am I doing? I just want to make sure I don't skip anything for you guys. Oh, and then do you know what? Sugar kind of made its way out of my diet. I didn't plan for that to happen, um, but it just kind of happened on its own. Um, I know when you eat healthier, and especially a diet devoid of sugar, you tend to just stop wanting it, or things like processed foods. As most people know, sugar is basically a drug. So the less of it you do, the less of it you want. Um, and my diet is like Greek yogurts, whole grains, fruits, walnuts, lots of vegetables. I did switch over. I was eating tilapia. I am switching over to salmon. I'm doing like soy veggie burgers. So there's no like processed foods, no carbohydrates, unless it's like a whole grain type of thing. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it in the food area. No eggs either. That's the other thing. Um, Lots of vegetables, lots of sweet potatoes. That's been in there, I think, which are pretty legit for you. Oh, and salmon. I was thinking that was expensive, so that's why I was eating tilapia previously, which I don't think is necessarily recommended for this diet. I would definitely eat salmon or tuna instead because they have a higher fat content, like a higher, I don't know, whatever that fat fishy oil is, which is better for your brain. So I would definitely eat that, especially if you're just eating for one. It's I I went to Publix and looked at the prices of it, and I just kind of was like, I can't afford that. I'm not married. It's going to be too expensive. But when I went there, I was actually pleasantly surprised. So I picked up a bunch of the salmon because it was like I don't know, $5 a piece, something like that. And, if you just think of how much it's going to cost you for a dinner if you go out, or how much, you're going to spend on dinner for yourself each night, it's actually not very expensive. So, relatively, I thought it was affordable. So, just a heads up in case you want to make that change if you're going to follow this. Um, I am sleeping more, which I think is definitely helping. I'm not meditating every night. I was going to commit to doing that, but that's like a behavioral change. So I'm struggling with that a little bit. But on the nights that I'm not meditating, what I've been doing is putting on, I mentioned before, there's this Abide, Abide, Christian meditation channel on YouTube. And I have that on my TV. So I connect to that like 3 and 4 hour meditations. excuse me, I'll connect to that and I'll put on like the 3 or 4 hour meditation and just put that on like before I go to bed, listen to it for a little bit, and then just kind of pass out to it. So I still think that I'm receiving benefits from that because I do feel more rested when I wake up. And I do feel better, like in general. So what else did okay, so I mentioned, yeah, so I realized today, like I opened up my freezer and I saw my ice cream sitting there, because usually I eat ice cream like every single day. I mean, it's like sad. I really like ice cream, okay? Um, so yeah, I opened up my freezer and I was like, oh my gosh, ice cream. And even over the weekends, I mean, who doesn't just, like a single girl sitting on her couch, who doesn't just sit there and like eat ice cream a little bit, okay? I'm not trying to be like all pathetic or whatever, but seriously, like, you do that. And I didn't. It was so weird. I like flashbacked the last 4 days and I was like, where have you been? Um, that was weird. So, yeah, but I've been taking walks every day outside, just getting out of the house. Sometimes I'll go outside, sit there with a journal, and just hang out, kind of get my mind into a nice, chill place. I've been spending more time just relaxing my body and my mind. I guess doing like mindfulness, you would say. Um, Another thing I did, which I didn't really expect to do this, but one day I was just like, I'm doing this. So usually I watch like the same TV shows like over and over and over again. They're basically like family members in my house. It's like so sad. Um, and I was just like, I am so sick of this. So I was just like, no, I'm done. And I started, I just, so dumb. But I was like, I am never watching these shows. I'm done. So now if I turn on Netflix or Amazon, I will only watch something new. That's it. Like the end. Um, so it's kind of cool because I don't sit on the couch and just like watch TV. So it's changed that aspect, which honestly I think is good for your mind, which may be helping as well. And it's kind of stimulated me in a positive way because the things that are playing are like a little bit more exciting because it's not things that are like mind numbing that I've seen and watched over and over and over again. And it's new information. So my brain is actually learning and being stimulated instead of being like, numbed. Um, so I don't think that's like, that's something that I kind of like just created. And I think that's actually like really helpful. That, yeah, I would totally try that. And it's really fun. Anyway, so, yeah, and honestly, I'm feeling like more confident. Like having this brain fog kind of like dissipate through this process of being like, I'm gonna kind of take the reins and, just create this process of like, screw this brain frog. I totally like, yeah, it's like, that sucks. That could have been such a cool statement where I was like, I'm so confident now, but then it ended with brain frog. So, yeah, I was feeling a lot more confident, and then I said brain frog. I think it all went away. But yeah, so you get what I was saying. Creating this cool process to combat like this problem that I was having in my life really, it really like helped, I think, as well, because instead of just having this pressure on myself to perform, it just alleviated a little bit of the stress, which also it helped because there is like an emotional aspect that plays a factor. Anyway, so I wanted to mention like I have notes here. Also, so in doing these videos, what I'm realizing is that, like, obviously there's a brain fog issue. I don't want to say brain frog again. That was too easy. It can be combated, which frankly I didn't know. I thought like once that happened, you were kind of like you were toast and you had to wait it out or whatever. So that was a super cool discovery, and I'm going to continue to do this for a month and see like how much better it gets. So really liked that. But what was paramount to doing all of this so far and completely unexpected is that sometimes these changes, no matter how small, can be massive to the one suffering side effects. And we have to bear in mind that no matter how different we are, God made us to be this way. Okay? He made us to stand out for a reason. And I think that makes you like a super blessed individual. And sometimes I have to remind myself of that. And I do genuinely believe that. But it's easy to forget when you get so wrapped up in just feeling different and struggling with like your struggles. You forget that God created you like in his very own perfect way. And you have to stop and breathe and pray and thank him and appreciate him for this life that he's given you. At least I do. And I'm sure that many, many, many of you do. And I know that like for me, once I got strong enough to share my vulnerability in this way, I felt like maybe that's why God had allowed me to go through having epilepsy. And I'm not sure if my whole life is about having epilepsy. I don't think it's appropriate for anyone to define their lives by their illness. There are many, 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 many facets to any one life. But I just think for me, this is one particular part. This is an appreciation I have for my epilepsy. I just wanted to share that and just remind you to just remember that you are blessed, like for being different, and to not hide your differences. Okay. All right, take care.